It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
No, why not?
I like the beard. I like the 5 o'clock shadow
Can
feel,
you do
dude.
a little bit of a mustache just for like a week? Can you
No.
Next time you shave, just
No.
leave the mustache.
Not for that long,
Just for
dude.
one shave cycle.
How about this?
Can you do it for one shave cycle?
I'll hit you up when I'm about to
No.
trim my beard, and then
I'm
I'll let
asking-
you see the
this is-
mustache.
This is what I'm asking for.
What?
I'd like you to just for one shave cycle.
No.
Why not?
I'll take a picture and we can post it.
But why not?
But I'm not walking around with that.
Wait, but it's just for one. It's like 2 days, really.
No, I
right?
have this
How
problem-
often do you shave? How often do you shave?
Twice a week.
Okay, so if you do it on a Tuesday, right, and then you shave again on a Friday.
I'm not leaving the house.
Come on, dude. Wednesday, Thursday,
Dude,
you
I'm
don't
not
leave the
leaving
house
the
that
house.
much, anyways, bro.
I leave the house all the time. I'm
Can
so
you
busy,
please,
dude.
please,
What satisfaction do you get from
Because
it?
I just want to see with a little bit, so that way I can get the idea. Because that's just enough darkness where I can be like, oh yeah, I could totally get.
Okay,
mustache.
we'll make a deal.
Okay.
Once
What
you
do I have to grow a mustache?
once
too? You're
you
a
grow a
fucking
mustache,
asshole.
I'll grow a mustache, dude.
You're a fucking dick.
All right, I'll be here waiting. You want some biotin, dude? I got some places where I could get you some biotin, bro.
I bet you do.
Yeah, it's called any pharmaceutical. It's called Amazon. Anything you
What's it
want,
called?
dude. Amazon.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. You know, I want to ask you a question.
Okay, lay it on me.
Have you met a celebrity before?
Yeah.
Who?
I've met a couple of athletes, actually. I've met Khalil Mack. I've
Nice.
met Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Nice.
But that's funny that you bring this up because I actually wanted to tell the story about how I fucked up my encounter with Champ Bailey.
Really? Okay, let's hear that. I'm all ears for that.
Well, Champ Bailey, for those of you who don't know, was he's going to be a Hall of Fame defensive back. He was played for the Denver Broncos and incredible football player. And when I was working at the Cheesecake Factory in Irvine, him and his family came and sat at my bar.
Nice.
And they all ordered food, and I knew instantly that it was Champ Bailey, and I almost shit my pants. And I couldn't put a sentence together. I couldn't. I don't know why. This is like after I had met other famous people before, and other athletes had sat at my bar also. Like Kareem didn't sit at my bar, but he was in the patio, and I met him there.
Yeah.
And I didn't get like this, but I don't know, dude. Champ Bailey is like.
What were you saying? What were your interactions
I just
like?
couldn't get anything. I do remember at the end of his meal, I was like, "Oh, would you like a box for your food?" And he was like, "No, thanks." And I started putting it in a box already. And I was like, "You'll probably want this for later." And he's like, "No, I don't want a box." I'm like, "But it's okay. I'll put it in a box. Here, I'll do this for you." And I handed him back the box in the bag. He's like, "Thanks." And then when he left, he just left it on the bar.
You should have taken the box for yourself.
Just Champ Bailey.
You know who was eating this?
Champ Bailey was eating out of this.
These are his leftovers.
I saw Josh Norman also at that same Cheesecake Factory. That Cheesecake Factory in Irvine sees quite a bit
Poppin'.
of peeps. Yeah, because the Spectrum Center is the only thing to do in Irvine.
Okay. So if I
but
want to see
also-
some celebrities, I should go over there to the Cheesecake Factory in Irvine.
Yeah, you got to spend a lot of time there, though. I spent like a whole year there, and I saw 4 or 5 people.
Hey, that's actually pretty frequent as opposed to living in the Bay Area.
that's
You're
true.
going to see
Well,
close to Dick.
When I worked at Roots Chris Steakhouse, I met Khalil Mack and Charles Woodson, and I saw Steph Curry. He walked through my bar and gave me a nod. That was really
Nice.
fucking cool.
Did I tell you that story about how I met Aisha Curry? No?
No, but
I'll tell you, yeah.
Go ahead.
So I used to work at H&M, and
Did her mother leave a credit card behind?
Did my mother?
Her mother.
No.
Oh, that's what happened at
That-
Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her mother left a credit card behind. She had to come pick it up.
And okay, I'm just getting this real quick. Mine was so I was working at the cash wrap at H&M, and it was a busy day, so a bunch of customers just it's just a bunch of transactions, one right after the other, and this was way back when, and so I didn't really, I wasn't really familiar with how she had looked like. I wasn't too deep into her socials or Steph Curry's, into athletes' wives, and she came up. And I was helping her out, asking her how her day was, treating her like any other customer. And it wasn't until the end of the transaction where my supervisor came up next to me, said hi to Aisha, and was like, "Oh my gosh, I love all of your pictures. You and your family are so cute. I hope you had a great time here. Bye." And she walked
you're
away.
like, "Who was that?"
And I was like, "Who was that?" And they were like,
Ugh, of course, Christian.
who do you think that was? That was Aisha Curry. And I was like, I'm stupid. I just thought that was a pretty lady. But I tell you, I bet you sometimes celebrities kind of like that. They kind of like the anonymity. They want to be treated like anyone else.
Yeah, they want to be treated like a normal person, but that's how Neil Strauss got Britney Spears' phone number. He treated her like a normal girl.
Nice.
He was at the bar next to her and was like, I think he ordered a... no, that's from Hitch. It's a good story. Anyways, well, that's a nonsense thing that I just said. Guys, we watched the crazy movie. Welcome to ICBTB podcast.
Yep, also known as It Can't Be That Bad.
This is the place where even the worst movies can still be good.
That's right. We're here to defend the shit out of critically condemned films because we have a few words to say to you critics out there.
Actually, just two.
Fuck
you. We watched a movie called The Fanatic. It came out last year, and it's starring John Travolta. And if you're being like, what? John Travolta was in a movie last year? I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't know, because this movie is bonkers.
It is really off the charts. If we already tell you who made this film, you're going to be like, you're kidding.
I'm out. You're going to be like, I will not watch it.
I don't like liars. That's what you will say to us.
It was directed by Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit fame.
That's right.
And then I totally forgot about that until they make a Limp Bizkit joke in this film. They're like, this is what I used to listen to. And I'm like, what?
It was so shoehorned in.
So I was like,
what a shameless plug. What a shameless plug of some music from a long time ago.
That brings me to my fifth point.
What's your fifth point?
I have a shameless plug.
What is your shameless plug?
I had notes, but I don't know where they are.
Oh, I know exactly what we're shamelessly plugging.
Here,
Folks out there, gamers, if you guys like to watch people stream and play some fantastic video games and be really good at it, you should follow Mr. Dad on Twitch. Give him a sub. That's right, give him money because he's doing what he loves and he's very fucking good at it.
He's one of my greatest, nicest, prettiest friends. His name is Sinjin, and we used to give each other hugs and high fives and stuff, and now he's on the other side of the country, so we just telegraph each other.
Yeah, I usually use the Pony Express.
Nice, that's a good move too. I've heard also like pigeons.
Those work as well.
Those also work. So Sinjin, I'm waiting for your return pigeon.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my return child, and if you are confused on that, let me explain. What I do is I whisper into a kid's ear my message that I want to deliver to Sinjin, and the child is like, okay. And then the child on foot will travel across the country and will deliver. Yeah, he's still on his way. So Sinjin, you haven't gotten the message yet. But yeah, follow
him
Mr. Dad. And
Mr.
I'm not
Dad.
saying Mr. Dad, Mr. Dad.
Star. It's like the word star and then dad, because he's a dad, I think.
With a beautiful baby.
Multiple dad. He's a multiple time daddy.
Yep.
And he's also a baddie.
That's right. And you know who we are? Zaddies.
I don't think we can call ourselves that.
We can't call ourselves Zaddies?
I would never call myself that.
I'll call myself
But you know what I would
Zaddy
call
any day.
myself a fanatic for? John Travolta.
Fuck, dude.
I thought this movie was bonkers.
Crazy.
We'll just jump into the itty bitty nitty gritty committee and we'll just go from there.
Let's tackle it.
The Fanatic is rated R. It was released in 2019 and has a runtime of 1 hour 26 minutes. And for anybody named Melissa Lopez, it is 86 minutes.
You hear that, Melissa?
This movie had a rating from IMDb, Christian.
What was it?
It was 4.9 out of 10.
That's a terrible score.
It had a rating, Christian, from Rotten Tomatoes.
Tell me what it is.
It was 17.
Oh my gosh.
And my friend Christian,
yes?
Would you like to guess the percentage of Google users?
All right, Alejandro, I'm going to make my family out there in the Philippines proud by guessing the right answer.
Excellent, let's go.
75%.
Incorrect.
Fuck. What is it?
The answer
Is?
56%.
Ah, fuck.
Synapses coming right at you.
Right at you.
Moose is a rabid movie fan who's obsessed with his favorite celebrity action hero, Hunter Dunbar. When cheated out of his opportunity to meet Hunter, Moose gets help from a photographer who knows how to find celebrities' homes. When Moose's actions begin to take a darker turn, Dunbar soon finds himself at the mercy of his increasingly dangerous stalker. Don't call me a stalker!
Don't call me a stalker! And if you're thinking we're just saying that for shits and giggles...
No, they literally scream that all the time in this movie.
All the time.
I don't know how much it cost to make this movie, but do you want to know how much this movie made?
Oh, okay. For $20 million.
That's incredible.
What?
That's an incredible guess.
Oh, is it good? Like incredibly wrong, incredibly accurate.
It made $3,153 at the box office.
I'm so curious.
$3,153 American dollars.
Are you serious?
It was released in 54 theaters, and that's all it made.
People did not want to watch this? I would have wanted to watch this while it was in theaters just for the concept. John Travolta playing the Fanatic. John Travolta pulling off a mullet like Theo Von. John Travolta wearing Hawaiian. Is it a wig?
Yeah, for sure. John Travolta's been wearing a wig since fucking Grease, dude. He's bald as a motherfucker.
Oh, that's right. He's a bald mofo. Did not even realize that. Well, the hair designer, you did a good job by making it look real. Let's right off the bat, Alejandro.
Hit me.
What did you think of the film?
I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really bonkers, and the twist at the end got me going.
I really liked the movie.
I think it's a fun. I mean, people hate on it because John Travolta's not doing the John Travolta thing. But when has John Travolta done the John Travolta thing? He's made some crazy bonkers movies in the last couple of years.
He's weaved in and out of like the Hollywood A-list.
For sure. This one, he plays a person with autism, which is insane to see.
It is.
But you know what? Hey, equal opportunities, because those people can be villains too.
Yeah. Right from the beginning, the first scene is of Moose, which is John Travolta's name.
Incredible name.
He walks into this this store with collectibles, a collectibles store, right, of a bunch of different novelties from different movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's talking to the store owner, and the first thing he says is like, "Hey, Josh, we got to make this quick because I got to poo."
That I thought was pretty funny.
I thought it was really funny. And right from the get, you kind of...
you understand he's a very to-it kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a very socially awkward individual, and that's kind of just how it is when you are on the spectrum. It's hard to read social cues. There's a lack of eye contact. And with that being said, I think that John Travolta did a good job tackling the character that he was given.
Yeah, no, he did an incredible job. This is a great character, very far away from what he is as a real person.
Yes.
And he is acting up a storm.
Everywhere from his voice, his demeanor, down to his physicality, he has embodied a new character that we have never seen from him before. This concept has been done. Apparently, this is a remake of of a movie called The Fan. So I don't know what was going on in Fred Durst's mind.
Well, they say it was a remake of The Fan.
Is it?
The Fan is a Bollywood film.
Is it?
Yeah.
So was Fred Durst like, let's take this Bollywood film?
Well,
because there was another like a 1991 film that was a remake of the original Fan, starring Wesley Snipes or something like that, and then they made this movie.
I didn't know that. Wesley Snipes was in one like this?
Yeah, apparently it's way better. I was reading like comments of like the trailer on YouTube of this movie.
It's like when Netflix remade Inside Man, and it's like, what? Where's Denzel? And they're like, no Denzel in this one. They're like, what? Now you're gonna make Inside Man without Denzel?
But I mean, dude, this movie was fun. I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, let's break it down. So poor Moose though. Moose has a tough life. He lives in Hollywood.
Yes.
Which is cool. But he is one of those street performers in downtown Hollywood. Like, he legitimately lives in Hollywood, and he has this love for Hollywood that I completely understand.
Yeah.
Because I kind of have that like reverence for Hollywood, because I do wish it wasn't such a disgusting, dirty place full of drug dealers and hookers and whores.
Yeah.
But I do wish it was the story that they used to tell us. They used to tell us that it was, a beautiful place where the movie stars walked at night and everyone was famous and happy.
You could make it big.
But the truth was that it was not. It was always a dirty, dark place, and murders happened there constantly. And
they're trying to show the truthful side of Hollywood, and you
sad,
definitely
dark,
see that.
It's the struggle for fame is real in Hollywood.
Yeah, and you see it through him, and he's already trying to scrap up whatever dollars he can get by embodying this British police officer.
Yeah, I guess like a Keystone Cop.
Yeah, and he's trying his hardest to tackle this accent, and it's just not landing, and it's heartbreaking.
Well, yeah, but at least he's trying.
But he's not.
I would say though, his accent in the bathroom was way better than when he gets out onto the
stage
street.
Fright, dude. That's what it is. It's stage fright.
In the opening scene when he's at that collectible store, the guy it tells him that hey, Hunter Dunbar is going to be here. Mm-hmm. He's going to be at this store like this weekend, and John Travolta's like, I gotta meet him. I gotta
freaking out.
I gotta have something for him to sign that's good. And the guy's like, well, I could sell you this jacket for $800. And John Travolta's like, oh man,
I don't have that money.
He's like, I can get you $300.
Yes.
And he's like, all right. And the guy kind of sells it to him begrudgingly, but which is weird because sometimes the guy wanted to help out Moose.
Yes.
And then like also at the same time like pulls Dunbar away, knowing that Moose was the next person. Like,
yeah.
Why not be like, hey, will you sign this for Moose?
And that's exactly what I was
talk to your wife outside.
Because this entire plot, this terrible...
It all happens because, right as Moose gets to go get his autograph...
Hunter Dunbar is pulled away by this collectible store owner saying, your wife is outside with your kid. And Hunter Dunbar's like, okay, no more signing.
He's like, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. And of course, Moose, being the fanatic that he is, follows him into the back alley where his wife is waiting with her kid.
And he watches them have this fight.
Yeah. And he walks up to them and the first thing he says is like, Hunter Dunbar, I'm a big fan. You know I'm on your side. And okay. Do you think that the way that Hunter Dunbar was acting toward John Travolta, was that understandable? Do you think it was a little too much?
No, I mean, it's understandable because I could get where he's coming from.
Yes.
But what's not forgivable is like clearly Moose has these social... Yeah. He's missing these social cues.
Of course.
And that's, on that end, like he constantly threatens him with violence.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, dude, like clearly, like, which I get it. It's scary. I've had encounters with people who maybe not be at their highest point, and you get scared. But sometimes you have to like take a step back and like assess what's going on and like realize like this guy clearly needs some sort of help. Yeah, and he's just a fan. And
he gave him zero benefit of the doubt.
No. Yeah, Fred Durst right off the bat was like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah.
Probably the haircut. Haircuts will do that to you. You got a gross haircut like that, that'll make people not like you right off the bat.
I kind of liked it. Imagine.
That's a gross mullet.
That's something that I could see.
Me in?
No, not you.
Oh, thank God.
I happen to just be pointing because I like to use hand gestures. I could imagine like a fashionista in New York rocking that haircut.
I've for sure seen some like high Milan model with that same haircut. Dude. But that doesn't mean it looks good.
I've seen some foreign exchange students at community college rock some like weird haircuts, but all the foreign exchange girls are they're just like falling at their heels and whatnot over those haircuts.
Falling at their heels.
Yeah, what's the saying?
Falling head over heels.
Falling head over heels. Falling at their heels. That sounds like a problem you should take to the doctor.
Oh my God, miss, are you okay? No, don't help me up. Don't help me up.
Doctor, I'm falling at the heels.
That sounds like what happens when you don't have an Achilles tendon.
Yeah, probably. And also, you're probably just dead if you don't have an Achilles tendon.
You can live with that. You have to get it repaired.
I don't even want to think about getting mine sliced. But aside from the point.
Yes, let's get back to the Fanatic. This takes place. So Moose has another friend, this paparazza friend, who's does kind of like help him, but does she have like a romantic relationship?
No, not at all. She's looking after him like an older sister. She's just a Hollywood photographer trying to take pictures of these celebrities. And I thought she was very pretty. I don't know about you. I thought the septum piercing. And this is where we get along. We had different tastes in women. So if there was ever like a point in time like where we were both single and we saw two girls walking down the street, I'd be like, okay, I'm for that one. And you'd be like, oh, I'm for the other one. And then we high five and then a double date time.
But I see, like, when you like girls that are pretty, like, I can appreciate that they're also pretty people. They're not for me.
They're not your type. Okay. Exactly. But this girl you did not think was pretty?
No.
Man, I thought her lashes were banging. But anyway, she was treating John Travolta like a younger brother of some sorts, Yeah. Trying to get him into this, like, celebrity party where she thought Hunter Dunbar would be.
Did she? I felt like she didn't think Hunter Dunbar was going to be there.
Really? I feel like she had an inkling.
That seemed fucked up.
But why would she, have him climb over this fence to get into this private party?
Because she knew that he would make a scene and that she could take pictures of famous people.
That's some deep thinking.
That's really what I thought it was. Because remember, because she makes him jump the fence. And then she doesn't jump the fence. Like, she just walks right in.
How does she? Maybe she jumps the fence eventually, too, or finds a way in.
She's in there. We don't see.
Wow, that is an interesting take at it. I didn't look that deeply into it.
I didn't like her.
At all?
Nope. I thought she was kind of mean to Moose.
I think what she did, so to move on with the story, she shows him this app on his phone. It's called
the
Star Map app.
Do you remember the star maps that they used to sell in Hollywood?
And you could see exactly where they lived?
Yeah, it'd be like for like $4 or $5 you could see where like Tom Cruise's house is.
That's so weird. I wouldn't want anything like that to happen to me.
That reminded me, when I was a kid, I used to send letters to celebrities, and their addresses were just on the internet. So I sent letters to like Bill Cosby and Tobey Maguire and Jim Carrey. We just send them a letter. Hey, I'm a big fan. Would you mind sending me back a signed autograph? And they would send me back a signed headshot.
And who did you get a signed headshot from?
Jim Carrey,
Nice.
Bill Cosby.
Cool. I wonder
Tobey
how much that's
Maguire.
worth.
Tobey Maguire is actually pretty cool.
Actually, yeah, that's actually really cool.
I'd have to look at the binder. It's still, I think it's in my attic, actually. Yeah, I don't know. I got a couple that were good.
I want to see that, dude. That actually would be really cool to see.
I think I have Elmo's autograph.
How does that work? Does some kid put on the Elmo costume and then they sign?
Well, you know, Elmo's a celebrity.
Yeah. Hunter Dunbar is played by Devin Sawa. Are you familiar with who Devin Sawa is?
Only in the music video. He was in Eminem's Stan.
Yes. Ooh, I completely forgot about that.
Which I thought was the whole reason why he's in this film.
Wow, he was the Fanatic in Stan.
Exactly, yeah. I thought that's the whole, like...
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Oh, you didn't put that together, huh?
No, I didn't. Man, Fred Durst, you're kind of like a subtle genius of some sort.
He's not. No.
Dude, the point of this podcast is to defend the film.
Yeah,
I actually liked it.
Not the director.
Not Fred Durst. He did
Fred
make some
Durst.
interesting decisions in this film.
Like?
Like everything.
Like making it?
Like making it. So John Travolta's character in this film, I liked a lot.
Yeah,
I liked
Moose is great.
Moose is great. There were a few scenes where I was like, John Travolta, you just fell a little short. But I don't think it was John Travolta's fault. I think it was Fred Durst saying, that was a good shot. We're keeping that.
Yeah.
Where John Travolta was crying after he was getting bullied by those other street performers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they should have done that a few more times before keeping that
Let the
real.
emotions ramp up a little bit, right?
Yeah, because John Travolta wasn't feeling it yet.
So he has these people who perform next to him who do like this weird magic trick where they shove a nail through their nose.
Yeah.
And the real trick is, while people are watching that, he has another guy come and pickpocket you, and that's how they make their money.
Uh-huh.
Yet for some reason, he is dying to have Moose work with him.
I don't get it.
Why does he want Moose to work with him so badly?
There's so many other thugs on the street.
Is Moose even a good pickpocket?
No.
I don't want to be a dick, but based on everything I've seen in this movie, I wouldn't trust Moose to be a pickpocket.
He's clumsy.
He's very clumsy, bro.
Oh my God. We haven't even jumped into like...
When he breaks into the house and drops the phone.
Yeah, so he
But
eventually...
we'll get to that.
God damn. He eventually gets Hunter Dunbar's address.
Through that app.
Star Map app.
And he's going to go and just... He starts off even harmless than that.
Yes.
Just going to see...
He's trying to drop off a letter.
But remember, who's the first celebrity he sees? Jamie Foxx or something like that? He's like, I just saw...
I can't remember.
So-and-so's house. He's like, it's so big. Oh, Ben Affleck. He's like, I just saw Ben Affleck's house. He has 2 pools. And so it starts off fairly innocent.
It's very innocent. It's very cute because he's just mesmerized by the lifestyle of these celebrities that he looks up to.
Yeah. Which is great, which is why people take those tours in Hollywood.
Yeah, but there's obviously something up with Hunter Dunbar, Devin Sawa's character. He has a lot of internal conflict. He and his wife are divorced. They're having arguments about who has the kid this weekend and who has the kid this weekend and whatnot. He has like a fling with the maid, and so there's some like weird.
That was weird
tension.
when he first kisses the maid. So the maid's like, "We'll get to it."
Yeah.
So he's got a fucked up life, Dunbar, and he's going through at the least a divorce.
Yes, at the very least.
He's trying to keep his kid. He seems like a good dad.
Yeah, as a father, he seems fantastic. In all other aspects, he seems like a piece of shit person, dude.
So Moose finds out where he lives, and he's gonna go and.
We see Hunter Dunbar jogging with his son.
Does he go to drop off a letter the first? No, he just goes to see him the first time. He was going to go get him to sign the jacket or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then he sees him jogging and he's like, hey, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I just wanted to like meet you. And what? I don't remember why he wanted to go to the house. To apologize for something like that?
I think he wanted to actually get a signature on that $800 vest.
And the guy's like, hey, man, you got to get the fuck out of here. This is super inappropriate. You can't be coming to my house.
Yeah.
Which is completely right. And he's like,
that makes sense. At that point... So I do have to disagree with how Hunter Dunbar reacted to Moose the first interaction when he was just trying to talk to his wife. Because, you know, he's just a fan. He's at a book signing of yours. Just sign his book. He's obviously, there's something, he's special. Give the kid a benefit of the doubt. He's just a big fan. And and they say it a bunch of times, without your fans, you're nothing, dude.
Yeah, which is an interesting point, but, you know, you got to give people their privacy, though. I mean, I guess there is that argument that once you become a celebrity, you've given up your privacy for that.
That's the sacrifice.
But I don't know, man. I think there's a limit. I think there's a way to, like, give people their respectable privacy and, like, and still be able to, like, when I saw James Franco at the play I went to in New York. I went to go see that Harry Potter play. And I saw James Franco, and I saw somebody go up to him and ask him if they could take a picture. And he was like, no, I'm not taking pictures today. Because, like, the show's not about him. He's not there to take pictures.
No, he's trying to just be there.
I just
he's
wanted
a
to come see
viewer.
a show. Yeah, and yeah. So I thought that was very interesting, very noble of him, I guess. To say.
Yeah, if you can say that, then I think that's fine. Like,
yeah, if you can understand the time. And the person did. The person got it. The person wasn't like, oh, well, fuck James Franco then. They were just like, oh,
yeah,
okay,
that makes sense.
Right.
If you there has to be some sort of understanding between a fan and celebrity, especially when they're out in public, because you have to treat them at the end of the day as like another human being.
Totally.
That's all they are when it comes down to it. Just another normal person trying to live a normal life.
They're full of flesh and bones and gross things like that.
But yeah, with Hunter Dunbar, I think when Moose finds his address, that was definitely crossing the line. And Moose just does not get it.
No, yeah, he definitely doesn't understand why that's a problem.
Yeah. He hops the fence.
Well, the second time, after he gets kicked out and is told to get out of here.
Yeah, and he still
The second
comes
time,
back.
he's like, well, I'm going to go give him a letter. I'm going to go put this letter in his house, and that way he'll read it, and he'll understand that I'm sorry I scared him, and I'm not here to like do anything weird, that I'm a big fan. I've seen all of his movies, and then he'll get it. Then Dunbar will get it.
Yeah. But he just gets worse.
So he goes in, he
worse.
puts the letter down, and like as he's putting the letter down, Dunbar leaves the house.
Yeah.
And the maid is like going to like doing her duties.
Yeah, the maid is just inside the house and sees him through the window and tells him to scram.
She screams, yeah. She's like, get out of here.
And this is his second time. This is Moose's second time.
Trying to, yeah.
At the
and so
place.
he gets scared and runs off and runs away. And that night or the next day, or whatever, the maid tells Dunbar, hey, there was a weird guy here. And Dunbar's like, oh, whatever. Like, he's like, he sure wasn't the gardener. He's being a real dick.
Yeah.
And then she like gets, like, looks down and like starts crying. And then he goes over to her and starts smooching her on the mouth.
Starts kissing her.
It didn't look good. And then he pulls
No.
away. And then she's like, we shouldn't do this anymore. I'm like, it doesn't look like you've ever done it before. Doesn't look.
Yeah.
That looked like the first time they had ever kissed.
It looks like he's really
looks
bad
so
with women.
awkward.
He walked up to her. She was terrified.
Crying. Is that, if you think a crying woman needs a big smooch on the mouth, you got an interesting way of handling emotions.
Even if you guys are like intimate, hug the girl. Don't go for the kiss. She's
I think he had both hands on her shoulders.
yeah. How cocky is this guy? Yeah, Devin Sawa looks jacked in this film. He was in two films that I liked as a kid.
SLC Punk.
Was he in that?
He was.
Nice. I was thinking Final Destination.
Oh, Little Giants.
Was he in that?
He was.
Nice. No, and I was gonna say Idle Hands.
Oh.
Do you
Was he
remember
in
that movie?
Yeah.
Was he in that? Yeah, I just said the name.
Wasn't that the Seth Green movie?
I believe so. Seth Green dies in that one. He's a friend of Devin Sawa, and it also has Jessica Alba in it. You say ugh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like
I don't
her.
like
I
her.
remember now.
Yeah, so weirdly kisses the maid, and then he's like, all right, well, I'm leaving. And then he leaves the house immediately after she tells him she no longer feels safe there.
Yes.
So he leaves, and on his way out, he tells the gardener, he's like, hey, man, you seen anyone weird walking around? And the gardener's like, no, I'm just doing my job. Weird gardener. And he's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, keep an eye on in case you see somebody. And the gardener's like, all right. And that's it.
That's about it. And the
And
gardener,
that's it for the gardener, guys.
the gardener's like, it's raining.
Can I go home? And
'Cause I can't get work
Dunbar's like,
done.
Dunbar's like, yeah, go home. Do gardeners need to ask permission if it's raining? Like, clearly you can't do your job. Like, what do they expect you to do? Like, stand around and wait for it to stop raining?
I guess so. Maybe with someone with as much money and fame as Hunter Dunbar.
But he doesn't live there. That gardener doesn't live there.
Oh, the gardener? No, but yeah, he's just saying, like, just maybe Hunter Dunbar obviously seems like he could be a mean person at times. Maybe the gardener does have to ask for permission to leave.
So he does, and he leaves. And then so does Dunbar.
Yes.
And the maid's cleaning some rugs. And guess who's in the woods watching her?
Moose. Moose is back from the cuts.
And he has put the letter, like, in the middle of the driveway.
Yeah.
And the maid sees it, and she goes down to pick it up. And she opens it up, and Moose comes screaming out of the bushes.
It's not the middle of the driveway. It's in the backyard.
Oh, it is in the backyard.
It is in the backyard.
And he's like, no, don't open it, and scares the shit out of her.
Yes.
And she starts hitting him with like a duster.
Some sort of made object.
And he uppercuts the shit out of this bitch.
The John Travolta
Uppercuts the shit out of her.
mullet John Travolta Moose
So strong.
is so strong.
She's lifted off the ground.
It was like a Street Fighter move.
She flies 3 feet back, slams her neck into a bird bird bath,
dude,
and dies instantly.
Moose should be a character in the next Mortal Kombat.
He is in my book.
With fatalities like that, and that's how you do a fatality. If I remember playing Mortal Kombat, you press down and then you press Y and you do an uppercut. They fly up and they fly down to their death. That's exactly what happened to the maid. What was crazy about that is that it does a close shot to her face. Her face is fucked up.
Oh yeah, like she got like that punch destroyed her mouth and jaw.
That punch made her look like Owen Wilson.
That punch made her so ugly.
She was remotely pretty prior to the punch, but John Travolta's knuckles definitely made an indentation into that bridge.
So she's dead and has a bloody nose, and John Travolta's like, oh no, bloody nose is bad. It's so bad. And then he looks up and sees the doors open into the house.
And he completely forgets about this death that he just caused.
He just walks, well, hey, actually, everybody does, because that doesn't come back up again almost ever. So he just walks into the house and is just walking around Fred Durst's house, like using his toothbrush and like trying on his clothes.
Doing everything.
He's being a weirdo.
He is loud too.
Have you ever wanted to like, that seems, this might be really weird. And
it's
I might
a weird
get arrested
question
for saying
already.
It, I have always kind of wanted to be in a house to like, so when I lived in Irvine with my cousin Jeff, we used to take these long walks, and sometimes people would have their lights on. You can kind of like see into their house.
Yeah.
And I would always like think to myself, like, I wonder what the rest of that house looks like. Like, I wonder what's in their junk drawer. Like, I get such a kick out of like going into someone's house and like, I don't go into people's medicines closet in their bathroom, because I think that's
so personal.
Super personal. But I would like to, I do like open random drawers in the kitchen because I want to see like, oh, this is a drawer full of scissors. Oh, like you have a full drawer of scissors.
That is an interesting concept.
Have you ever done that? Like gone to someone's house and just to see what's in their cabinet? Like, oh, this cabinet's cups and bowls.
That's happened to like, no, I mean, I guess I've done it with my girlfriend's place. I mean, but she's there in the kitchen with me, and we're so comfortable at the point where I'm just like waiting for something to microwave. I'm opening everything and I'm like, oh, batteries. Open this one. Oh, cups and bowls. Cups in the same cupboard.
In a drawer. Oh, I thought that was in a drawer.
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 You know what you should apply for?
What?
Trading Spaces.
The TV show?
TV show. If you really want to just trade spaces with someone. Question for you. I never watched it. But when you trade spaces with someone, are you like...
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
Okay, then let's be confused together.
Cool. What happened in the Fanatic, though, that wasn't confusing, was Dunbar comes home with his son.
Yes.
And they go to bed, and who's hiding under the bed?
Moose.
Moose is. And he's weird and lets the kid fall asleep. Then he gets up and goes to see Dunbar, who has passed out with a concoction of Lagunitas IPA and sleeping pills.
Yep.
And is passed out on the couch. So Moose takes selfies with him.
Yes. Can I say that this is probably the scariest, creepiest scene in the entire movie?
Because he is in the house with him.
John Travolta is doing a fantastic job as Moose in that scene alone. He's really making the scene creepy. He really made the movie what it is. Yeah. Because, he's fearless. This guy is completely fearless. He goes up right next to Hunter Dunbar, who is asleep.
He goes to take a selfie with his iPhone 6.
And then what happens?
Drops it.
Drops it on Hunter Dunbar's chest.
And then he just like, and like runs away. And Dunbar wakes up and like stirs for a minute and like...
Doesn't realize
and goes back to sleep because he definitely took an Ambien and fucked
knocked
himself
the fuck out.
So Dunbar goes and gets his phone, takes another selfie, and sits next to him. Yes. And they watch TV and sleep together.
What was so creepy about that was the fact, even before that, afterwards, Moose sat next to Hunter Dunbar in the living room, and he starts rocking back and forth.
Yeah, the rocking that Moose does, like when he's can't handle what's going on.
And I'm assuming that is a physical symptom of him just, it's either a mixture of anxiety, nervousness, and excitement.
I also think that rocking is an autistic thing, that rocking back and forth.
Yeah. But for the amount that he was doing it for, I think it was because he just could not deal with the fact. Are you pissed right now?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt and change gears.
Biggest change of gears.
I'm so sorry, guys, but I reached into this bag of trail mix that we have here, and I got a handful of cranberries and prunes and one pecan or one walnut, and it's like, what a shitty handful of trail mix. Anyways, continue, Christian.
Oh my God. If there's anything, oh my gosh, that was the biggest digression for no point at all. I will continue.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk about my favorite scene.
Let's talk about it.
So yeah, he's rocking back and forth, and it's, you know, we've seen that he has these small physical nuances because he does play an autistic character, but this is the peak of him embodying that character. It is creepy
and getting what he's wanted. This one-on-one time with his idol, with his idol.
Yeah, and if you think that this is the worst that it gets, whoa, hold on to your car seats, babies.
So he falls asleep, and they wake up the next morning because Dunbar has an alarm set.
Yeah.
Thank God Moose woke up first.
Yeah.
Because he hangovers it. You remember in The Hangover when they first wake up and you can hear a door closing in the background?
Yep.
That's exactly what happens here.
Yep.
Dunbar wakes up and you hear a door closing. He doesn't even realize it. They go on with their day.
Yeah.
As he's pulling out of the house, guess who's walking down the street?
Moose. And so Dunbar's with his kid.
He goes out and he tells him, if you ever come near this neighborhood again, I will personally stick my Smith & Wesson shotgun down your throat or up your ass so far that you'll be shitting bullets for a month.
Uh-huh.
It's like, do you understand?
Yeah. And then like Moose is like freaked out.
Of course.
At this. Of course he is. And he starts walking away. He says, I understand, sir. And as he's walking away, Hunter Dunbar says the one trigger that Moose does not want to hear. He calls him a stalker.
Ugh.
And then John Travolta turns around and says, I am not a stalker. And it is terrifying.
His scream, when he screams out, the conviction, bro.
Yeah, I wish I could imitate that scream right now, but I'd break my mic.
So, Moose formulates a plan.
Yeah.
We don't see it. We just kind of cut to... is there much in between? How did we...
At this point, no, I don't think there's
pretty
much.
It. Cut to Dunbar waking up in his room.
Yeah.
Tied to his bed.
Yeah.
And he is in a dark room, screaming for help. And he's kicking, he's trying to get out, and he looks over and he sees Dunbar. Dunbar looks over and he sees Moose in a fetal position, in a pool of blood.
Yes. And I freaked out at first. I was like, what kind of movie is this?
He killed himself, bro.
Yeah.
And then Moose gets up. He was just joking with him.
Yeah. He was just like, I'm a good actor. I
He's like, I fooled you. And then he goes and puts on a Jason Voorhees mask.
Yes.
And has a knife.
He's just playing this fantasy of wanting to act.
Of playing make-believe with this guy.
With his idol.
Which is a crazy thing because, like, I mean, it could have been... I mean, that's just, if he would have just applied for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, he could have gotten this
easily.
time.
Because, I mean, I don't know if he has any family left.
Clearly not, because he's got the paparazzi friend and he works on the streets of Hollywood.
I mean, can I talk? He seems like he has a pretty lofty apartment.
He's got a very nice apartment for somebody who makes no money.
Paying for that. I don't know what it is.
The other thing I want to think that is crazy in that scene is Dunbar is realizing that he's about to get killed by this crazy psychopath. And he tells him, he's like, hey, he has this idea of like, well, you know what? Hey, we do this thing as actors called visualization.
What's that?
And he explains to him, it's like, well, it's like you imagine something, which is like, isn't that just acting? Like,
yeah, that's just acting.
And so he has Moose imagine what it's going to be like when he gets untied. Well, we'll just go out and we'll have dinner together.
I'll call my manager. He'll get us a table.
Any restaurant.
We're going to get strawberry ice cream.
And we'll hang out. We'll come back. And we'll come back. We'll watch my movies.
On the HD
Moose,
TV.
We'll just hang out and laugh and have fun.
And Moose is in this state of euphoria.
Truly, yeah.
Truly.
Well, and like the camera changes, everything becomes brighter. Like you kind of get lost in this
trance. In
this euphoric trance.
Yeah. And it's immediately stopped because during this trance,
he says Dunbar tells him, he's like, well, but in order to do it, you got to untie me.
Yeah.
And Moose is like, okay, yeah, I got to untie you. And so he unties him, and Dunbar unties himself, and he gets his hands free, and then he punches Moose right in the face.
Yeah.
and Moose starts screaming. Spoilers. Dunbar turns, pulls a shotgun out of his bed.
First thing he does is shoot Moose's hand.
Shoots his fingers off.
They're clean off of that hand.
It's insane. And then he reaches into his bedside table and pulls out a Bowie knife. And then cuts the ropes off of him. But he cuts it in a weird way. He like holds the knife up and then like drops it down and then is trying to like seesaw it when he should have gone from underneath the rope and gone up. Because if that knife had any kind of sharpness to it, it would have...
He's never cut rope before.
Clearly.
Come
never
on,
been a Boy
Devin
Scout.
Sawa.
Then he gets up and chases Moose through the house.
Pushes him down the stairs. He rolls down.
Most people who have a shotgun for home defense don't have it completely full of slugs like this guy did.
This guy's ready.
Most people have the first shot as salt.
And especially having a kid in the house.
Oh, totally. And I think if you even defend yourself with your shotgun in your home in some states, definitely California, and the first couple of it's all straight up slugs, you pretty much just murdered that guy.
Yeah,
you pretty much just
dead.
killed that guy. So you're supposed to go salt. You're supposed to have your first shot. It's going to be salt, rock salt, and then the second one's going to be bird shot. So it's not going to kill him, but it's going to pepper him. And the second one's supposed to be buckshot.
Wow, well, I didn't realize that there was like an order of
salt,
bullets.
Bird, salt, buck.
Wow.
Yeah, because the first one's going to scare them, and if they're still going because they're crazy on crack, then you got to move it up. So you hit them with birdshot. That's not going to kill them. It's just going to kind of get them in their face and get really kind of burn.
Yes.
If they're still coming at you, you try one more time. Maybe the salt's definitely going to scare them. By that time, it's open season.
You got to take
unload
this
on
motherfucker
buckshot.
out.
Blah, 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 blah. Slam that motherfucker.
Jeez, man. Shotguns scare me.
Have you ever shot a shotgun?
No. I've shot a few guns at a range, yeah.
Nice.
So a handgun, I can't remember specifically the models and makes of these guns. It was a while back. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude.
Lame.
The only guns I know are the guns in Call of Duty. What?
No, that's fine.
Did you want me to keep going?
No, but we should go shooting. We should go shotgun shooting. Let's
do it.
Let's go skeet shooting. Shoot some birds. They're just called clay pigeons. They're not real birds.
Good.
Fanatic, though.
Yeah. Do you have a BPS? Did we even finish where we were?
No, because we didn't get to the twist.
Yes, let's talk about this twist.
Dunbar and I'm sorry. Dunbar and Moose have this insane fight where Dunbar stabs the shit out of him and lets Moose go. Just like decides not to kill him, which is weird because he should definitely kill this psycho stalker. And
it was crazy. Yeah, Moose starts crying, and it seems like it really emotionally affects Dunbar.
Yeah, he feels bad that he beat the shit out of this guy and stabbed him in the eye.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Stabbed him right in the eye. That was gross.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Moose's threshold is through the roofs because he's able to walk out of this house, walk down the streets of Hollywood willy-nilly.
And luckily that paparazzi girl finds her. If she wouldn't have found him, he would have died right there.
Yeah, he would have bled.
Well, he's getting helped by his paparazzi friend, though. Dunbar is sitting at home, just panting and just can't believe what the fuck happened. And then there's a knock at the door.
And it's the police.
It's the fucking police. And it's like, oh, thank God the police are here to help him, right? And then the camera cuts, and it's the gardener. And the gardener's shaking his head. And then it cuts to the maid who's been sitting, dying, cold outside for like days.
3 days or something.
Days this woman has been laying
She has
outside.
no family. She has no loved ones.
The gardener must have seen it and been like, it was fucking Dunbar.
Was this like her weekend because Hunter Dunbar was not looking for her?
Who knows, bro? So Dunbar ends up getting arrested for the murder of the maid.
Yeah, it was not him at all. So that's the twist, guys.
Spoilers.
I mean, I'm sure you should give it a watch because it is interesting to see John Travolta in a character that you've never seen him in before.
And it's crazy to see what Fred Durst can do besides make adequate music.
Yeah, it's very interesting. He's made some interesting decisions. Like Alejandro has said before, the first interesting decision that he made was making this film.
Movie.
The second interesting decision that he made was John Travolta being in this movie.
I wonder how much John Travolta got paid. If this movie only made $3,000, Christian.
Did they just pay for his food or something?
That's
what
unbelievable.
Is he doing?
That seems like a mistake. But I saw that on multiple sites that they only made $3,000.
I'm so curious as to what the budget of this film was. Like, how much did it lose? I have a feeling that this is going to become a cult classic, though.
No way.
You don't
it's
think
not
so?
that good.
You don't like it. Not
If,
good.
if it had more than just John Travolta in it, I would think so.
I think a cult classic, not necessarily in the sense of like, oh, this is a hidden gem, but more so how The Room got like that cult following.
Oh, but The Room's actually entertaining.
You didn't think this was entertaining?
You
said that at the beginning.
I did. Fuck. The Room's better though. The Room's way better than
yeah,
this.
of course.
I love The Room.
I mean, easily watch The Room first with a room full of friends rather than
And some spoons.
and some spoons so that you could throw it at the screen.
Did you have a B-Pos? A best person on set award?
I'm gonna give it to John Travolta, man. I have to.
I'm gonna give it to Fred Durst because
Really?
I don't know how easy it is to transition from something like making incredible music with Limp Bizkit to making these cinematography masterpieces.
Obviously, that transition's difficult because this movie.
He's still working on it, I think. I wonder, did Fred Durst have a cameo and I missed it?
No,
I definitely didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
He didn't.
He already shoehorned his music into the
He
film.
for sure shoved the music deep.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with Limp Bizkit, the band that does the song
Nookie.
Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
They invented, I think, what's called rap metal.
Man, you know
That's
who
something we
invented
didn't
rap
think we
metal?
needed.
Foil. People, whoever made foil invented rapping with metal.
Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson & Johnson Company. The people that make your shampoo as well.
SC Johnson, a family company.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you can follow me at ICBTB Podcast.
And you can follow me at ICBTB Podcast.
But you can follow my personal page at call_me_Jesus.
You can follow my personal page at Christian Has Asthma.
And you can contact the podcast at ICBTBpodcast@yahoo.com.
Yep, we don't have Gmail because Alejandro fucked that up.
I didn't know you had to be an age.
He put the birth date
As the
down
day.
as the day that we made the email.
Because that's the birthday of the email.
They said, sorry, you're too young to have this
and then
email.
blocked us for like 30 days. We're
They
like,
thought
fuck it.
we
Guess
were
we're going to
0 years
Yahoo.
old. Yeah, now we're Yahoo, dude. We've had multiple people ask
Yahoo.
us, why do you guys have Yahoo?
It's good. Yahoo's good.
I like it.
Yahoo's a good service, bro.
I like it. I mean, my first email was with Yahoo.
My first email was with Hotmail.
Oh, rest in peace, Hotmail. Did they
It's still a thing. I still see people with a Hotmail.
Oh, that's old school, dude.
Yeah, man.
You gotta brush the dust off of that email.
I don't think you understand how emails work.
It's not a physical thing.
They are not. Christian, let's go ahead and talk about emails then.
Let's log off.
Okay, then we'll talk about emails.
Bye.
That bad.